But yeah, it all depends where these players are going to be situated. So it looks like it's going to be an awkward first game. Sides not going to be great. So yeah, on the right hand side we have Dimitri playing as the blue black hand. He's also known as Kappa in this game, but I'm just going to refer to him as Dimitri. And in the top we have ColdHunger playing as Steel Talons. And over to the left we can see playing as Cyan. We have Phoenix playing as Black Hand. In the bottom finally we have Cyberstorm aka Smoking Tiberium playing as the red Black Hand. So everyone in this game picking Black Hand besides ColdHunger, and I'd imagine everyone's going for a Refinery first. But no, it's actually surprising how many players didn't go for a Refinery first, because there's no Tiberium spikes on this map, so there's no reason to really go for it, especially as Black Hand where you can just go buggy first and scout the other player. Cabals in Black Hand mirrors generally not so good for scouting. We've got a few skirmishes already. ColdHunger decided to go for a Rifle Squad, just single Rifle Squad, instead of going Refinery first. He opted for that. Not necessarily sure if that was the right move right there. It looks like ColdHunger is going to be next to Phoenix, and over to the right we have Dimitri, his ally, going to be just popping down his war factory. I assume that Dimitri was one of the only players who actually went Refinery first on this map.
He was actually the only player who went Refinery first that I saw.
Yeah. So yeah, we got pit first for ColdHunger, which is obviously what you should do. He needs to scout on this map, especially versus Black Hand, because of the kind of rushes that they can do. Phoenix going to go for some bikes, but ColdHunger is going to spot this. He's going to see these bikes coming a mile away. And I'd imagine he's just going to build some pits to stop those. We've got a beacon down in the bottom. Looks like... Oh, did he forget his harvester? Did Smoking Tiberium forget that?
I believe he did. He only has 2 harvesters on the field, as I can see.
Yeah.
We got bikes engaging at the top right here on KappaXd.
And it looks
Doesn't look like they might get a harvester if they keep the pressure here, yeah.
No, I reckon you can just probably micro that around the war factory and it'll be just fine. It's very annoying trying to kill harvesters when they're being circled around a refinery. I mean a war factory. But yeah, looks like we've got a lot of units engaging here from multiple sides. Not sure who is who right now, but I think that Phoenix will probably take out this harvester of Dimitri. So that's going to be bad. Sure 2 harvesters go down. It's going to put... Dimitri in a world of pain right now.
Yeah, this is the problem with Steel Towns. They don't really have much to support their ally in this type of situation. They're just too slow. Like, the watchtowers only do so much versus the bikes, and with the buggies there, it hasn't really killed any bikes with that tower.
Well, he did get double teamed, but I guess it's Black Hand. That doesn't necessarily matter because you have the ability to draft power plants and shredder turrets, which, you know, granted, they're not as good as they once were because of the nerf, but they're still going to be very good versus bikes compared to other factions' ability to draft stuff. Yeah, Dimitri lost 2 harvesters there. I'm not sure if that was really necessary, but I guess it was just a failure for on ColdHunger's part, not scouting Phoenix and tracking his units. He should have informed his ally a lot sooner that those bikes were coming his way.
Yeah, definitely. I find it strange how let's see here. Smoking Tiberium hasn't actually opted to expand yet. He's just applying more pressure, trying to keep the Kappa out of this game.
Well, he didn't go to War Factory, which is surprising. He's quite behind, actually, when you think of it. He's not as far ahead as Phoenix. Phoenix already has an expansion down. He's also got a decent ratio of harvesters. He's going to receive some mild pressure by pits, but pits are not really the same as bikes. They're not going to achieve anything. Over to the right, we can see that Dimitri is just barely hanging on, getting out his second harvester, and there's basically a 1v2 right now because Dimitri, looks like Dimitri is going to find his harvester in trouble right now. He's probably going to lose it with those bikes there.
We are having a base push at the top left here, moving the MCV closer, but I question this without more Titans pushing into this. He's going to need a lot more than that to compete with this Black Hand infantry coming out.
Yeah, this is what I suspected that ColdHunger would do. That's the reason why he probably picked Black Hand, because, I mean, Steel Talons, because on this map the rush distance is really short and you can probably make the base push happen. Though Phoenix has the infantry upgrade on the way, and without AP ammo, Steel Talons is not going to stop mass infantry of Black Hand.
Yeah, exactly. Which was regarding my point, as he needs a lot more Titans if he wants to make this work. However, the pile up of here, the rockets. Oh no, actually no. The straight deterrent will prevent any crushing. Over on the right, just KappaXd calling the GG simply because he's been kept out of this game the whole time. And I think what really threw this game is they didn't. If you would have had just one Titan on the right, he could have kept Kappa in this game, but he just let his ally do a 1v1 basically.
Yeah,
and that's what cost him.
That base push fell apart really. He didn't have AP ammo, nor would it matter because his ally Dimitri was out of it. It would have taken a miracle for ColdHunger to do anything with this. He's gonna get his war factory down, but again, no AP ammo versus now two barracks Black Hand infantry. It's gonna be very powerful.
Yeah, and plus he has all these bikes in the back of his base now, so he's not gonna have a follow up to this.
No, that's true, and I think that's going to be GG. So Phoenix and Cyberstorm taking a quick 1-0 victory in this best of, I'm not sure if it's a best of 3 or best of 5. I'd imagine it's a best of 3, considering how it's like
I'm thinking it's a best of 3,
8.
however, I would like confirmation on that. Someone in the chat can check that up and let us know.
Yeah, I'm not actually following the chat right now, but that's going to be GG, and the double teaming from Phoenix and Cyberstorm quickly dispatching Dimitri in that game. They obviously identified Dimitri as the larger threat in that game, taking him out first. Again, looks like Phoenix decided to go for the top spot, which usually means that he's going to get the spikes, though that doesn't necessarily mean that all the time, but players often get 2 spikes if they choose the top position over the bottom. So let's see if that is the case or not. So on the left hand side we have Phoenix playing as the yellow nod, and his ally just to the bottom of him we have Cyberstorm playing as the red Black Hand. And if we scroll over to the right hand side, what's happening over there, do you know?
Yeah, we have ColdHunger as the blue GDI, and if sliding down to the bottom right as the blue nod, we have KappaXd, and it looks like they're just drafting and taking the spikes as per usual on this map. Nothing crazy so far.
Yeah, and it's as I suspected. The top player did in fact grab both the spikes for both of these teams. We can see ColdHunger went for both of them, and opposite we have Phoenix, who also went for both of them, which is quite peculiar because oh,
okay, we just have a bit of lag there. That DC of ColdHunger.
Yeah, wow, that's quite actually off-putting. Okay, so the top players always grab the spikes on this map, though that doesn't necessarily always mean that, because the MCV of your ally also grants build and ground control to you as well, so you can actually build around your ally's MCV, if you didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. I think it would be smarter to draft maybe 2 barracks to capture both of them faster. However, I don't know if that would be more cost effective, since you can get a ref down with that second barracks in terms of time.
Yeah, and it looks like we have Cyberstorm going to go for that buggy first, despite being Black Hand, not going to put any rushes on to his opponent. And what's coming out for scouting for Dimitri's team right now? We have a buggy coming out for Dimitri and his ally ColdHunger, just going to eco in this game despite taking the 2 spikes. But yeah, generally the nod players should scout on this map because they have the buggy, which is the far superior scouting unit, as it also can clean up Cabal squads and infantry scouts. But yeah, he's going to find that there's 3 harvesters out for Phoenix and also 3 for Cyberstorm, so he can assume there's no rush coming. What's happening in the meantime?
We have both players expanding right now, except for one's unpacking. KappaXd here is placing down a power plant, while the Smoking Tiberium is choosing not to place a power plant and just moving on with this without powering up his refinery, which I question that decision.
Yeah, it is actually pretty more optimal for Cyberstorm. The 1 power plant expand is definitely going to allow his MCV to be expanded first. I can't tell you for sure whether or not 2 power plants or 1 power plant is better. I mean, despite how many games and experience I've got, I cannot answer that question. But I've seen Bike Crush choose to go for 1 power plant most of the time, so I guess that's probably the best way.
Yeah, well, Smoking Tiberium, he has 3 harvesters with full loads of tib
Yeah,
that I can't harvest right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just
they're all
painful to
stacking up
watch.
that refinery. That's you should have fixed that ages ago. He's fixing it now. All right, so what's happening? No one's going for anything besides eco right now.
I do like the choice of putting the MCV in the middle of the 2 bottom fields here to add defense on the other side of the tib field, which a lot of players don't really take that into account in the late game.
No, but he is Black Hand, so he can go for some infantry and scatter them across his Tiberium field. He has one of the best answers to light harassment units like bikes. I mean, Black Hand are basically going to be just fine versus mass bikes. Got 2 Ore Factory coming out for Dimitri right now. It looks like Dimitri's going to omit his refinery, instead going for 2 Ore Factory, possibly to contest the middle blue field. We have a miniature skirmish going on right here, and it looks like there's going to be bikes versus bikes of Dimitri. That one pitbull and buggy going to pretty much decide this engagement because of their tanking ability. The bikes really...
I do believe the pitbulls are going to prevail in this fight simply because the buggies are out of position for the other player.
Yeah, but these bikes are just so lightly armored. I mean, they need to support them with buggies or scorpion tanks even. I actually think that scorpion tanks would be the ideal choice for contesting this blue field. But no, more pits arriving into the mix of ColdHunger. ColdHunger doing a brilliant job supporting his ally here. And he's going to force back this harvester from Phoenix. Phoenix not going to get anything there, really. And in the meantime, we have Dimitri, who got a partial load of blue Tiberium. I reckon he could have stuck around there because he probably will win out here. But no, there is going to be more reinforcements for Phoenix and Cyberstorm. ColdHunger may be forced to retreat here, though his pits are a lot better versus bikes than bikes are versus pits.
Yeah, surprisingly, both players are going for this dual war factory builds. If you look on both sides of the map, it's nearly mirrored, so it's a battle of micro right now for this blue field. As ColdHunger, I think he learned from last game, he needs to support his allies more, so I think he's really stepping up to learning like each game.
Yeah, it looks like ColdHunger, he's got 2 refineries down and spread them out very nicely as well, so he's pretty much secured versus 1 clicks. We have Cyberstorm and Phoenix who are not bothering to transition from mass bike buggy. Actually, it looks like Cyberstorm going to go for Scorpion tanks now, but yeah, bike buggy won't just quite cut it versus this many pits, and these pits are gaining in numbers.
Oh, we have some bikes up top doing some major harassment, but I think the bikes will scare them off.
Oh yeah,
getting an awful engagement there for him.
Yeah, Dimitri losing out there. I don't think he killed any harvesters, did he? So yeah, he's just going to lose some bikes for nothing, really. And in the meantime, we have Dimitri, who is just continuing to spam out units. So they're not bothering to tech in this game. Neither one of these players has actually gone up to tier 2 yet.
These pitbulls are doing some major damage here at the bottom. However, I feel like the infantry is just going to cause them to fall back here because he knows that the bikes are going to come to support this. But he did quite a bit of damage. I think he got 1 harvester and a couple of bikes. But I'd still question the cost effectiveness of that. They're beaconing up top here, KappaXd, to capture that EMP spike. So I think that will come into play this game.
Yeah, that's something that can definitely come into play the more the game goes on. There's infantry now being produced by Cyberstorm, and that's going to pretty much nullify the pit threat now in the bottom. These pits are going to be useless versus infantry unless he gets mortar upgrade, which he should probably prioritize that upgrade first if he gets his tier 3 up. Looks like Phoenix just circling around the map with these bike buggies. He's not entirely certain what he's going to do now. But yeah, it looks like in the top of the map we can see that... Actually, I thought that was going to be an engagement, but no, that's actually just Dimitri and ColdHunger going to consolidate their forces and go in for a big attack in the top. I'm not sure if Phoenix has enough to stop it.
I don't think so. He's going to need his ally to drop some barracks up there or pull his Scorp tanks back, which he's doing now.
I reckon that was a mistake of ColdHunger. He should have gone in and supported Dimitri. He just left Dimitri's army to fight for its own versus Phoenix. And he knew that there was infantry at the bottom, so I don't think that going for the bottom was a good idea of ColdHunger's part anyway.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's shocking how... Oh, we have a ColdHunger now not forgetting about the blue tib, which is shocking that the Smoking Tiberium didn't take advantage of his map control and take that. So ColdHunger is taking advantage of that now.
One of the harvesters getting caught out of position there for ColdHunger. ColdHunger going to lose a harvester. He's going to go for a Marv now, so I think ColdHunger is in a better position compared to anyone else in this game, simply due to that Reclamator hub. And once he gets that Marv out, he can just Marvest that whole Tiberium field, and that will be pretty much useless for Team Red and Yellow to really set up shop at that field. So yeah, the Marv is going to be quite an issue.
Yeah, I'm shocked that the left team hasn't teched up very much.
No, they haven't really teched up at all. It looks like in the top there, we can see Phoenix, who has the tech lab, possibly just to get tip core and also EMP cores for his bike buggy, since he's investing more or less entirely on bike buggy right now. But wow, ColdHunger already has railguns for his Predator tank, so that's going to be spelling the death of all these bike buggies. But there is infantry in the fray for Cyberstorm, and infantry mixed in with bike buggy has some serious potential to do some major damage.
Yeah, and the infantry upgrade is just about to finish on top of that, so that's not any better news for ColdHunger here. But he does have to watch out for 1-picks in the late game. I noticed him stepping over tip quite a lot. And yeah, the click just happened at the very bottom here, taking out, I believe it was 2 refineries.
Oh wow, yeah, that was actually quite devastating. I'm not sure how many harvesters went down there, but obviously as it's R12.
Tip vein at the bottom takes out all the rocket squads, but doesn't quite clean up the black hand squads of each rocket squad here.
Yeah.
So those are gonna. I don't know if that was worth it, to be honest.
I mean, it's clever how ColdHunger is not going for Hammerhead, seeing how all these infantry. I mean, there's all the bike buggy out with tip core. Most players generally go for Predator tanks and Hammerheads, but yeah, he identified the swell of bike buggy and he's not going for that. Instead, I'd imagine he's just going to go for multi-MCV and handle infantry that way. It looks like Dimitri has his MCV on the move towards the bottom, not sure why. Alright, big engagement happening in the top.
Yeah, these avatars playing a big factor. However, they will scare off these Predator tanks, but I feel like he should just go in and do as much damage as he can to the eco, which he's doing right now.
Oh, we got Predator tanks rolling in to Cyberstorm's base. They're going to find a nice gap here, going to take out some of the infrastructure, and in the meantime we can see that in the... Wow, actually this is really the only engagement that's happening right now. Predator tanks rolling through the base, but they're going to get dispatched by those bike buggies. Bike buggy though going to take quite a pounding though in taking out these Predator tanks. Dimitri and ColdHunger setting up a nice base in the middle, so they're looking like the favorites to win this game right now, simply due to that, and also the epic unit.
Yeah, the Marv's coming in right now, and I don't really see an answer to this. There's infantry here, but the mortar upgrade is done, so that won't be too much of a problem. However, this bike buggy with EMP coils now finished is going to have to watch out for that Marv. Yeah,
sending out this Marv alone is not the best idea, in my opinion, because it is just going to get EMP'd by just a few buggies. I mean, it's not a quad rail Marv, so it can't really hold versus many EMP buggies. He's also suiciding these pit bulls, which I don't kind of agree with either. He should just sit back and get some juggernauts out, and he'll be just fine.
Yeah, they're establishing an eco in the middle, which is just game-changing. I'm shocked that Phoenix didn't expand from the middle more quickly. He had plenty of time, but it just seemed like he was sitting there for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I do agree with that as well. Phoenix not necessarily playing all that well right now. He went for mass bike buggy, but I don't think those really accomplished anything, or they didn't really do anything to the economy of ColdHunger and Dimitri. And yeah, with all those bike buggies cleaned up, I don't see what the problem is going for mass hammerheads. He's going to dispatch those infantry with ease, and these hammerheads now suddenly beg for more bike buggy to be made, which I don't think Phoenix really wants to make because of the Marv right now.
Yeah, but once again, the big mistake, everyone I find makes this mistake. They just think that the Marv can tank so much damage, where with tip core bikes and, as you said before, the EMP buggies coming in, it's just going to shut down this epic unit so fast.
That's
Hammerhead's
bad.
coming in, but the tip core bikes are here.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. Again, ColdHunger just fed that to Phoenix and Cyberstorm. He didn't really support it with anything, and he's just going to lose it straight up. There was absolutely no need for that whatsoever.
Yeah, I got a heroic bike out of that, and these Predator tanks are not going to get away. At the top here, we have a small scout. We have a few infantry up here taking out some EMP, but the main engagement here, Spectre is coming out by KappaXd now.
Yeah.
Redeemer now.
KappaXd, aka Dimitri, gonna hold back this attack with Spectres, and in the top of the map we can see the MCV is established for Phoenix, so they are very much not out of this game yet. They can get their economy up, but they need to get it up soon because their Tiberium is pretty much depleted in the bottom.
I do question what the relative point was putting that airfield out in the front line. Maybe he was trying to drop a mine drop, but I don't see it anywhere.
For who?
KappaXd. He dropped an airfield right in the front line and just kind of got shot down by Tivcore bikes.
I suppose.
Not sure what the point of that was.
Probably for the mine drop, probably. Oh, that Sonic Emitter is in an excellent position. Is going to get a lot of units right here. Oh, taking out all those in a line.
Good. Took out 4 bikes and 2 buggies.
Yeah, the top of the map has a Redeemer, so it's not, that top of the map is not exactly defenseless versus bike buggies. But it is quite vulnerable versus the hammerheads right now. I reckon those hammerheads could probably poke in and take out that refinery up there, but I'm not sure if he identifies that threat. Instead, he sees this MCV as more of a priority. Going to take it out, especially with these Spectres from behind. They're going to quickly dispatch that MCV.
Yeah, I think the players on the left-hand side of this game just didn't prioritize eco this game. They went for a lot of harassment, but they never actually engaged the right players' field the entire game, I don't think. They just played too defensively, I think.
Well, they found themselves in a tricky spot because both of them went for bikes with no buggies to support them. The mass pits really do just annihilate bikes, so I reckon that was a mistake of Phoenix not really supporting his units with buggies, and perhaps he should have done a better job with maybe escorting his bikes with Scorpion tanks as well. But yeah, the game is certainly not over because there is an expansion in the top, and those hammerheads did take a beating, although they did kill 1 harvester, I do believe, up there in the right hand side.
You have a Redeemer at the top right hand corner here getting mine dropped on now, but that will put him in his place for just a few moments. But he's done a crazy amount of eco damage up here. I think this is the 3rd harvester he's going to kill.
Yeah, probably the 3rd harvester. He's not moving his Redeemer, so I'm not sure if he forgot about that Redeemer or if he acknowledges that he's on top of a minefield. Those mines will do significant damage, of course, if his Redeemer decides to move in that. But yeah, gonna move in some bike buggy to detect those. And with all these Spectres out for Dimitri, you'd imagine that he would make a push right now on this middle top base, as that's where all the Tiberium is right now. He cannot afford, Dimitri and ColdHunger cannot afford to let Phoenix and Cyberstorm harvest that middle field, or it will certainly go towards Phoenix and Cyberstorm's way.
Yeah, I like KappaXd's choice to build up EMP buggies and wait for the upgrade to finish just outside. So they both coordinatedly plan this out to take out the Redeemer, which it will go down.
That's a nice pickup, true. But we have a problem right here, is that his Dimitri's MCV is going to get taken out right here, which is a big mistake. But it looks like these avatars might be getting fed to this Marv if the Marv decides to move in, but at the expense of his AMCV. That's a nice building block, by the way. Those avatars might not be able to get out of that, but yeah, the Spectres going to destroy Kappa's own base. Alright, so it looks like we got a massive
double
infantry swarm.
airfield Vertigo Venoms at the top left-hand corner here by Phoenix. He's really prioritizing those right now as
the Vertigos,
defends it with air. Yeah, it's going to be amazing versus that Marv and Redeemer. If
the Spectres as well are going to get demolished.
Especially.
But it doesn't look like, he looks like he's waiting for those Spectres to unstealth, I guess. This is looking pretty bad for Phoenix, I'd say, because this Marv is pretty much unopposed right now, and there is 2 epics at his doorstep, and there's no EMP whatsoever. This is not going so well for Phoenix. and Cyberstorm right now, especially with all those Spectre artillery in the back of things doing some major damage.
Yeah, we also have a quite considerable amount of Black Hand infantry with Blue Flame now coming at the bottom here of Phoenix's base and the expansion. But I question the engagement here, as they are all piled up, and that Shredder turrets drafting will do a considerable amount of damage to the rocket squads of each group, which is very bad for the left-hand team.
Yeah, I do agree, but in the top of the map, this base is pretty much toast. I mean, with that gone, the only salvation that Phoenix and Cyberstorm have are these infantry in the bottom, but that's going to get quickly dealt with by the Shockwave and the Hammerheads, and I won't be surprised for them to be calling the GG soon with this army pretty much tearing their base up.
Yeah, the Vertigos probably would have
GG.
saved them if they had all 8 of them, but they just simply didn't have the eco. Like I said, they didn't prioritize their eco. Phoenix should have expanded ages ago at that game, but I'm not sure what delayed him. Maybe he was just prioritizing his epic unit over that. Not sure, really.
All right, so in the top-hand side of the map, we have on the left-hand side Cyberstorm playing as the red Traveler 59, and over to the right of him, his ally playing as the blue, I do believe. No, it's actually going to be purple, because blue and purple are almost the same in this game. It's going to be purple Dimitri, and in the bottom, who do we have?
We have ColdHunger as the orange GDI faction, and sliding over the bottom left as the purple Black Hand, we have Dimmy, aka KappaXd. And Dimmy is going to be taking both the spikes at the bottom right.
Alright, so interesting. I suppose Black Hand are one of the factions that can benefit more from the spikes due to their spamming capability. But yeah, on the right hand side of him, we have ColdHunger playing as the orange GDI. And if we scroll up to the top, let's see who's taking both of the spikes up there. They're going to share them or what? Looks like Cyberstorm going for both of them. He's also opting to go for Disintegrator Rush, which is not really surprising. I'd imagine that ColdHunger and Dimitri would have been expecting it anyways, because Traveler 59 generally does mean Disintegrator Rush 9 out of 10 times. So yeah, it'll be
on the
down.
top right-hand corner here. We have a ColdHunger who secured the top spike on the right-hand side, and I believe the Traveler player will be going, which is Smoking Tiberium for the other spike. So even spike ratio here for both players teams.
This is looking good for Cyberstorm because he has 3 spikes. He managed to grab that spike in the middle as well. And he's moving in with Disintegrators. I'm not sure if he's going to suicide in his descents. Probably won't work anymore.
I question the drafting of that.
Yeah.
Because the bottom here, it's really going to cost him. He needs to sell that off, yeah. That Black Hand squad will be more than enough to fend that off.
Well, he did force the cancellation of the Tier 2, which is quite a big deal, actually. That Flame Rush is pretty much going to be negated. I'm not sure how far that was off from being finished, that Flame Tank, if he had one in production, but yeah, that's definitely a big deal. In the right hand side, we can see there is a Black Hand squad. Not sure if there's a Reckoner or a Flame Tank out and about, or if he's just faking
shockingly, there's not, and there's actually 2 bikes in the middle of the map. I think he's opting to go for it, but he didn't have the 3rd bike, so he's just kind of uncomfortable whether he wants to go in for that or not.
Maybe he just wants to flame down this spike, or maybe he's making, what do you call it, ColdHunger believe that there's a Flame Tank coming, so he's just going to fake it. Those descents still causing problems, oh man.
But the Flame Rush, he actually opted to go back for the Flame Rush. I guess that would be good so he can make use of that Black Hand squad. However, I personally think it would have been a better option to eco at that point.
Yeah, and the longer this goes on, the more time Cyberstorm is going to be given to get his eco back up in this game. When he gets that second refinery, 4 and 2, he's going to be in a much better position than Dimitri over here, simply due to the fact that he has 3 spikes under his control.
Yeah, over here the right-hand team just lost their spike due to that Black Hand squad. But the eco is looking pretty decent for the ColdHunger here. But the ego here for Dimmy is just crippled right now, and he can't do anything with this Reckoner due to these descent squads. A lot of players would stack those descent squads for a Harvester, but the damage it could do to Black Hand players going for rushes is too invaluable just to toss away at this point. Going to be engaging that. Oh no, the garrison building was going to be scaring them off.
Ooh,
but he's opting to go for more.
The left-hand side, the flame tank is going to get disposed of. So that flame rush not really doing anything. Phoenix is actually there to support Cyberstorm, getting rid of those. And ColdHunger hasn't really been able to do anything to Phoenix. Phoenix is actually in the base right now, possibly there with pits to kill the Harvester spawning from the third refinery. ColdHunger is going to probably delay his eco because of that. And yeah, the Descents are moving over to the right-hand side of the map for Cyberstorm, looking to maybe put some pressure onto ColdHunger, who has less of an ideal response to Disintegrators with Watchtowers compared to the Shredder Turrets. Shredder Turrets generally are a bit weaker versus Descents. But yeah, Cultist now out on the field for Cyberstorm. Possibly he made those for mass flame tank, but I don't think Dimitri went for more than 1 or 2 flame tanks. Dimitri is quite far behind in economy, but so is Cyberstorm because he opted to go for the Cultists, and those aren't going to do very much in my opinion. Oh, Disintegrators coming to the bottom of the map. Gonna go for Harvesters. I would prioritize Harvesters over anything else right now. His ally, Dimitri, needs to be throwing down Shredder Turrets right now, or these Harvesters are all going to be toast. Oh no, that's going to be 1 Harvester down. If I was Cyberstorm, I would be definitely prioritizing the Harvesters right here. All these Harvesters are pretty much dead meat. And that's looking like ColdHunger is going to be out of this game. I mean, I don't see how he's going to recover from this great of a loss.
Yeah, the top left hand as well, the Reckoner got completely shut down by Cultists. Even when evacuating the Black Hand squad, he had 2 Cultists, which is prime for taking that out.
That's true, and it looks like we got some bikes in the top of the map trying to do some damage, but they weren't able to really kill that Harvester. Those Cultists really doing work, and the Black Hand squad getting captured, going to be sent back to Dimitri. Nothing more infuriating than dealing with your own units, of course. And there is mass bike buggies out, which of course are going to be forced by Dimitri to handle the Cultists. I don't suppose he would have necessarily wanted to build them because of Phoenix over here being Black Hand. I mean, bikes are preferable, but yeah.
I question the sending out these Pred tanks with no anti-infantry versus Black Hand. I mean, he knew he had bike buggies, so he should really be pulling that back to defend versus that. And these Disintegrators just coming in to finish up the GDI player, knowing that he doesn't really have an answer to this without APM. Well,
yeah, he should have definitely gone for an airfield. Actually, he might be going for one right now. But yeah, he's I'm surprised he's not going for that MCV. Oh, that's a nice mine drop. We might be able to get some of these Disintegrators, but no, Cyberstorm, too good for it. Going to micro around those. In the meantime, we can see a massive swell of Disintegrators being built by Cyberstorm. He's making Descent over economy right now, which is really weird, but I guess he's just capitalizing on the fact that he has 3 spikes and he can go on 2 refineries for much longer.
Yeah, I question the choice of going mass buggy versus this Disintegrator squad. You think he would opt to go for...
Oh,
I guess
tank.
He can't build Venoms.
Oh, that Cultist squad
that could have been really bad with the support power working against him in that engagement, actually.
Well, he had the Cultists there, but he didn't have them in position, so I reckon he would have been fine if he had microed that. But yeah, ColdHunger on the back foot here. He doesn't have AP ammo, and he desperately needs it versus Phoenix, who is Black Hand and has the Black Disciple upgrade. Speaking of Phoenix, he's supporting his ally with rocket squads. Cyberstorm really needs to make an effort in establishing his economy because we have Dimitri over here who has an expansion down.
Yeah, at the bottom left hand here, the flame tank was captured, but there are 3 more flame tanks coming in, and I don't think he really has an answer to this as far as units. He has Mechapedes in the back here he's going for, as well as a Hexapod.
In bottom right hand side we can see massive amounts of Disintegrators, but he's only going to find 1 Harvester here. And with that Disintegrator nerf, he's really going to not kill any more Harvesters. That was really a waste of units right there. And it looks like the flame tanks have found their way into Cyber's base, but he has Mechapedes out. But the question is, can he kill those flame tanks in time before he kills the Hexapod?
Warp Chasm.
Yeah, the Warp Chasm. Oh,
I would definitely be prioritizing that at this point. He's actually just attacking the other tier 1.5 for the infantry.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
however,
he's actually microing at all. He should actually kill the warp chasm. I mean,
he's
or the tier
going
3
for the
preferably.
mechapedes, oddly, so that's definitely him not microing. Now he is, as you can see, the flame tanks down here. Actually, he might be able to take him out of the game if he gets this drone ship.
Well, he's going to have nothing to answer the mechapedes, which he has 3 of. And
The drone ship lifts off now.
was really not the priority target because, of course, it can lift off. I would have definitely gone for that technology assembler there. He had more than enough flame tanks to make that happen. Cyberstorm going for the mechapedes, and he still has not got a refinery up on his expansion. So he's the only player in the game who has not even bothered to get that refinery out. And
Yeah,
seems...
I think that's what's costing in this game, and I think the Cold Hunger here is recovering quite nicely from that disintegrator as he has AP ammo. Shocking that he survived all that, to be honest, and just now choosing to go for his first hammerhead, which is very delayed.
These Scorpion tanks are going to be quite a problem for Cold Hunger. He's going to have to recall all of his units back. If he could hold Phoenix right now, I reckon that's Dimitri and Cold Hunger are looking very good in this game. But in the back of the base, we have the Disintegrators who are killing more of Cold Hunger's harvesters. So Cold Hunger getting really... yeah, he's getting so much damage dealt to him. But yeah, these Hammerheads need to be watching out for these Mantises. These Scorpion tanks are going to be pushed back though. Does Phoenix have a tier 3? It doesn't look like he has. Flame tank in the back of Phoenix's base. Going to take out one of these refineries. I'm not sure if he's paying attention to that right now. He's probably elsewhere right now. And it looks like
actually,
Dimitri.
he might even get the War Factory. He's not answering this at all. I don't think he realizes it yet.
Yeah, the War Factory going to get taken out. Wow, that's going to limit Phoenix's production. And Cold Hunger looking really good right now. He's going for mass hammer hits. As long as he can hold a little longer and Dimitri can defeat Cyberstorm in this game, he's going to be quite fine here. And still, Cyberstorm has no eco. So if Phoenix and Cyberstorm lose this game...
Phoenix's mistake was he didn't try to finish Hunger off soon enough. He just let him keep building up, only relying on his ally to apply that descent pressure with no follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, Cold Hunger lost a lot of his infrastructure. I mean, he should have been out of it by now, but Phoenix didn't strike like you said and finished off Cold Hunger when he was in a weakened state. But there's going to be an engagement here, and the Mantis are not in action. These Dozer Blade Scorpion tanks looks like they will have enough to dispose of those. Does he have tier 3 Cold Hunger right now? No, he does not. So no Sonic Emitter going to be coming down, but I reckon with the AP Ammo Watchtower support, that will be enough. And the Bike Buggy, Bike Buggy coming in the top. But no, Dimitri has second thought. It's going to pull back for some reason.
I question that decision. I think he's in the fear of this.
That's massive. All these tanks going to get slaughtered now by the Hammerheads. There's no anti-air here whatsoever. That's a lot of dead Scorpion tanks. Cold Hunger should definitely go in and kill as many tanks as possible before Phoenix has rebuilt those Mantis, which I guess he will have more on the way right now. He's probably go for Tib Core before any other upgrade, or maybe that was just charged particle beams. He has nothing to really utilize that though. Hexapod.
Yeah, Dimmy here going on the bottom left-hand corner here. Mechapedes are going to be taking out these harvesters if it's not answered, and these are full blue tib harvesters here, except for 2 of them.
I'm surprised he doesn't
don't think he's going to get these away.
I'm surprised he doesn't have the Tib Core upgrade yet. Dimitri should have definitely got that a long time ago. I mean, he was on tier 3 for a while. Maybe he forgot.
He still is, and he's not choosing to upgrade it, oddly enough. He has his Redeemer out, though.
As long as he micros here, he should kill these Mechapedes. I mean, Cyberstorm isn't doing a great deal, a good job microing those. Hammerheads doing some damage there.
I don't reckon the Storm Column was really worth it in that situation. You already saw the Hammerheads pulling back when he dropped it, so really kind of a waste there.
And Dimitri just allowing Cyberstorm to recover in this game. Cyberstorm got 2 refineries out, but he didn't spread them apart, so he's going to get them one-clicked if Dimitri is latched onto that. Again, Scorpion tanks coming in without support. No anti-air here. Mantises are well out of position, and he's going to pay for it by losing a few of these tanks. In the meantime, we have the Hexapod on the bottom left-hand side.
Yeah, the Hexapod, definitely.
This Redeemer should definitely raise this Hexapod when it gets low so the phase doesn't work or he can't teleport it. He just EMP'd his buggies, by the way. He should EMP it right now. Okay, it's going to get teleported back. Well, Dimitri really has to do something happen, needs to make something happen because of the Hexapod. If it does this all day, he's Dimitri's going to find himself to be slowly losing this game. But yeah, can ColdHunger hold on for much longer? That's the question right now.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem here is if they get Smoking Tiberium here to get all this Tib, it's gonna just be the game right here. That if they have to Dimmy, I should say, has to stop that from happening, or else this Hexalame combined with all this eco is just going to be a steamroll once he gets some tripods out.
What Dimitri should do right now
units.
is he should go into Phoenix's base. There's nothing in Phoenix's base to stop all those bike buggies. I mean, he could just kill Phoenix right now and give ColdHunger the chance to kill off Phoenix, but yeah, these Mechapedes, I guess, are just forcing back the bike buggy. The Tib
I feel like he's just fearing the Hexalame right now. He's too afraid of it with all this infantry and bike buggy. Even he has the force, as you said, but he's just, there's a fear factor involved with Smoking Tiberium right now.
That was a nice EMP right there. He's going to kill... Oh, he just used a phase. Well, that phase can actually be costly because this Hexapod now cannot be phased. So if it gets low on health, it's probably going to fall. Alright, and those mechas will escape though, so I guess that's one thing. The only Tiberium left on the map for Dimitri to harvest is, of course, that blue tip. So it's his priority to ensure that he can secure that. The Redeemer is now out on the field for Phoenix. So Phoenix is looking quite comfortable versus ColdHunger. A little earlier he didn't seem to be, but now he is. ColdHunger doesn't have very much in the way of harvesters right now. It looks like he only has one single harvester, so he's pretty much not looking too great here. Dimitri, again, he had the opportunity to finish off Cyberstorm or Phoenix with his bike buggy, but he chose to sit around too long, and I reckon that's the reason why the game is as it is right now.
Yeah, once again, ColdHunger, I think, overstepping with his Marv quite a few times in the last game, as well as this game. He had his Marv almost where those Scorpion tanks were and just had to pull it all the way back out of position. He really never puts his main force with that. As you can see at the bottom right here, Dimmy is choosing to finally engage, which is... No, he's pulling back again.
Yeah, it looks like Dimitri finally going to attack Phoenix here. And this army is massing up in ColdHunger's base, though it is kind of out position versus the bike buggies. Dimitri reacting a bit too slowly. And Cyberstorm still has Tiberium at his disposal, so he can still make units. And the longer this game goes on, the more Cyberstorm and Phoenix are looking favored to win here, solely due to the fact that one of these players is Trial59 and he can endlessly recycle this Hexapod.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I think Dimmy is the only player right now that is just, he's in the position where you could change the game, decide whether who wins or loses a team aspect, because as you could tell, as I said before, the tripods are starting to come out from the Traveler 59 player, and when they get tripods out with the Hexapod and the Descent's follow-up, it just... Oh, that tip vein, though, I did capture that. All these Scorpion tanks going to be falling down.
Yeah. The question is, does Phoenix have his own tip vein to answer these bike buggies? Because if he does, that would be definitely game over. Oh, does he have EMP? Dimitri, do you have EMP? Yes, you do. What you're doing? Come on, EMP it. Oh my god.
He has so many buggies for this. Yes, now he just realized it. He's going to EMP. Is he going to EMP all of them?
Dimitri, come on. Oh my god.
This is painful. Okay, there it is. He didn't EMP all of them at once, but he should have done that much more effectively than he did.
I'm not sure why.
Shockingly, he doesn't have Tib Core.
Yeah, he doesn't have Tib Core. I think anyone can spot that mistake. He should have had it for a long time now, but he has not even bothered to research it. If he got
he's not even going to finish the Redeemer.
No.
He's going to let it walk away.
Oh
really?
My god.
Oh my god. That is... Why? Why?
I don't know. But I'm lost for words actually right now. I don't even know what to say at this point. But
did that just happen? Like, maybe the Hammerhead can clean it up? No, what was that?
Well, the Redeemer will escape and didn't really deserve to, but the Marv, ColdHunger, he's just chilling with his Marv right now. He's got nothing. He's just solely relying on Dimitri to finish this game, but it's not looking likely with these 3 Devastator warships. These infantry are basically useless now. And this Hexapod
Yeah, the
is just...
Spectres are trying to focus down the Hexapod, which is going to do a massive amount of damage. Is the Prodigy still here? Yes, but the Corruptors are basically non-existent at this point. Planetary Assault carries coming out. I question this decision.
He should rage the Hex so that it can't teleport or be phased. He didn't do that, so the Hex will again teleport back to safety. That's a nice rage gen. Not sure if he already used it, but I wasn't really paying attention there. Mantis is coming around the side, but they are belonging to Phoenix, so those aren't going to do anything. Mass Spectre, which I'm not sure was the ideal choice. I reckon the Mass Beam Cannon would have been much better, personally, because you would have had a counter to 1, the Prodigy, 2, the Hexapod, and 3, you could have just killed the tripods from afar.
But at this point, with Traveler spamming packs, and I do believe he's going for the... No, he's not going for the Traveler's engines, which is shocking, but when you see your opponent making packs in 2v2, you know you've messed up in one way or another.
Yeah. That's absolutely true. Especially when there's limited Tiberium. I don't think this is the optimal unit for Cyber to build, but he's just going to build them anyway. And Dimitri, does he have Tib Core? He
no
does
players
not
have Tib Core in
even
this game,
have
which
Tib
is
Core.
absolutely shocking.
No Tib Core. Okay. Well, the rage does go off. By the way, these packs... Oh, that's a nice
that Spectre
shot.
shot, killing 3 tripods.
Unfortunately, there is nothing to answer these packs, though, and without Tib Core, these bikes aren't going to really do it for him either. Hexapod is going to work its way and try and kill this Redeemer.
And this Redeemer at the top here, at full health now, scaring off this Marv, which has not done anything all game.
And there
Shocking.
goes the bikes, and all these packs are going to take some
they're
splash
almost
damage.
Stacked up, but they're not quite.
Oh my god.
The Devastators actually are an answer to these bikes if they can get some good shots off, however.
Yeah, I do agree. You should actually use the Ion Storm. He does activate it right
just
there
as you say it.
to get some more kills. But what's happening over here? We've got the Marv that's EMP'd. So ColdHunger looking like he's going to lose this Marv if Phoenix has constant stream of EMP buggies coming, but it doesn't appear like it. He's just leaving those buggies at home, and that's going to give ColdHunger the opportunity to escape again with this Marv.
There's some hammerheads coming in here. I think this will fend off and save the Marv, but the Tip Core won't allow him to engage his Redeemer.
Were those tripods...
Not like he'd finish off anyway.
Did he actually kill the husks, or were these other tripods that he had? Because that's definitely a mistake as well. So yeah, allowing Cyberstorm to get 3 more tripods, that's a massive mistake. He should have actually left one Spectre at home to finish off those husks. He should have just finished the husk, because that's 3 tripods now. Right, Storm Riders coming in for Cyberstorm. That's going to kill off these hammerheads. And ColdHunger really...
Oh, but this stack up of the Storm Riders, if he's not careful, he will lose all of those. But he doesn't quite, and goes back to base.
Well, I like how Cyberstorm is identifying that these players don't know what Tib Core is, so he's just going to mass air, which is actually a good strategy.
Yeah, definitely. At this point, Traveler would have no option to go for air, but seeing as both players have no Tib Core, it's rather shocking, but not as shocking as that Redeemer lifesaver there. I'm not sure. The entire map, as you look around, is basically empty. If you see by Dimmy's base here, he has some extra Tib that's not being harvested from dead harvesters. He should micro and collect that.
Yeah, and he's moving out of his bike buggy, but I guess he's just going to Q move once again and send them to kill the mechas. These mecha P's just forcing these bike buggies around. But he is going to get some nice...
actually veterancy on the mechas. That's shocking.
He's going to get some kills on these Corruptors with the Spectres. I mean, he has the counter to those, but he has nothing to really answer this growing air force of Traveler and also these tripods again. I think, personally, Cyberstorm has enough to go in and kill Dimitri outright. As for Phoenix...
I think he's...
Is that a real nuke? That's also another question, because I don't really think I think we failed to bring up the nuke, but I was thinking maybe it was a decoy. He hasn't fenced it, so perhaps it is. It's one thing you can do, but I guess we'll find out in a moment. I'm gonna actually check to his view, see if it is indeed real.
I think it is a real nuke.
It is actually a real nuke.
Yeah, he used the fake one at the just a little bit behind more. I actually didn't acknowledge the nuke at all. I didn't even realize it
Well,
was.
the perfect nuke would be in Dimmy's base where that tier 3 is. I mean, if he just drops it there, he puts Dimmy in such a odd position. It's so devastating.
He'll lose his 1.5, he'll lose his 4, he'll lose his 3, and he'll lose his 2, and his power as well. But it might even be a better option to take out the Spectres with that, or the Bike Buggy army if he can. However, I highly doubt he will be fast enough to take out that Bike Buggy, as he's letting his Hexapod just take this damage from these Spectres, which is shocking.
Has also ranked up, so this Marv doing some real work, and the Storm Riders also being a pain for the Hammerheads. One thing that ColdHunger should definitely do is put rockets in these Hammerheads so that he has some form of anti-air for those Hammerheads. But yeah, that's a good nuke there. Oh, he's going to fire it supposedly on these Spectres right here, and that's going to be a lot of dead Spectres. Boom!
Oh, perfect. Just got it in time. It just annihilated the Spectres, as I was just saying before. The Spectres were probably the most optimal to get, unless you were saying they got to the base. However, I don't think he would have had anything to scout that deep in his base. Maybe he could have sacked the mechas for the scout, but I still don't think it's perfect.
Well, he's getting double teamed now by Dimitri. Dimitri gonna go in and kill some harvesters. He has no infantry here right now, and this Marv is gonna get some real damage done to it. He needs to EMP. He can take out Phoenix's army if he just EMPs right now.
Oh, it would be a lovely rage gen right now with all these bike buggy here.
He does use the ally does use that. Marv should definitely come forward.
And they turn it around, EMPing the Redeemer, and I think that might be just what they need to win this game.
But there is the looming threat of those
that beam combined though.
And the Redeemer does fall, so the Marv is pretty much untouched at this point. And those beams, do they actually do damage when they're phased? I don't know. How are they even firing? That's weird.
I have no idea. They actually are not doing any damage if you look at the Marv's health.
I've never seen that before. Wow. Okay, well...
that is the first for me as well.
Alright, well... he should probably just crush those, actually. The Storm Column needs to be taken out. Besides that, there's nothing here that can really challenge the Marv. If I was Demi right now, get Tib Core, man. I mean, just get it and you win the game. That's all you have to do. Just get Tib Core.
Yeah, that EMPing that Redeemer, that I think is what's gonna cost the left-hand side of the team. As we have a wormhole, which is he's actually using the wormhole to get his Hexapod over here, which actually is not a bad idea.
Yeah, but can ColdHunger identify this? Yes, he can. Oh, where is the Bike Buggies? The Bike Buggy needs to be coming in right now to try and EMP this Hexapod. Are those Hammerheads ColdHungers? Yes, they are. There is no anti-air in that Hexapod, so he will get some damage done by the Hammerheads. There is one heroic bike, though, for Dimmy. Again, if he gets Tib Core, he'll be in good shape with those. Because he has so many bikes. Well. I've mentioned that like 1,000 times already, but it's just so painful to watch how this game could have been so much different if they got Tib Core, you know?
Yeah, the top player actually, what is his name?
Oh, just EMP. EMP the Hex. EMP it. Yes.
And is he going to get this? Yes, he gets it. So
alright, okay, there's no phase either. Oh my god.
Yes, this will spell up, that is gone. And if Dimmy was smart right now, he would engage
this is
Smoking Tiberium.
Oh my god, this is actually falling apart for Phoenix and Cyberstorm. I have no idea who's going to win this game, but the nuclear missile is going to go off in 4 minutes. Though the question is, do they have enough time to hold? This Marv, when it gets healed up to 4, he's just going to roll in once again, and yeah, those tripods, I don't see them killing the Marv.
I wonder if he's going to use the Spectres to take out those tripods yet again. That would be quite the sight. Your agent does go off, and I think he will go and maybe for the crush move.
Oh, we got some Hammerheads in the back. Maybe they can kill the power plants, which he's doing right now. And the tripods, they're going to get EMP'd. Oh my god, all the tripods go down.
Yep,
oh my
just
god.
like I said, the Spectres are taking down the tripods, and now with the EMP here with this next to this Redeemer. Oh wait, no, that is not. Okay, that's his bike.
Oh my god, I can't believe this.
Yeah, this
is
is just falling apart.
How?
This is falling.
This game is so back and forth. I just don't believe it right now. Despite the mistakes, it's been somewhat of a roller coaster ride, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, especially with the Redeemer as well as these EMP mistakes and letting the Redeemer go.
Oh, the Prodigy goes down.
The Prodigy go down, yeah, just seen that.
ColdHunger.
I suppose Smoking Tiberium could bring this back if he takes out Dimmy right now. However, if he doesn't do that, I don't see him making a comeback in this game, as Phoenix is basically out of it.
We got Dimmy's going Tib Core. Oh my god. I don't believe it. He's going Tib Core. Oh my god. He finally realized.
Damn.
Alright, and this Marv, just put it on aggressive stance, man, and roll over this base. If I was Phoenix right now, I'd just sell, because you're just going to give this Marv experience. Not that there's anything that's going to kill it, of course, because, yeah, there's only a Hexapod out, and Dimitri has his Redeemer.
Nash is actually, or not Nash, ColdHunger is actually taking these tripods back, which is going to be insanely good for the other team. I'm surprised they didn't clean up those hubs.
Given his limited resources, this guy has done a lot of damage with his units. He's made these hammerheads.
At this point, I would sell the Temple of Nod for the $2,500.
I mean, of all the players in this game, I'd say ColdHunger was certainly the player of the game. He's the one who has made the least mistakes of all the players, which is surprising because he's somewhat of an unknown player. And to say that he played the best out of all these three behemoths would be saying something, actually.
Yeah, the Marv is actually elite now, so we could see that going heroic in the future if he does take out a few more units. I can't imagine it's too far off from
if I was ColdHunger, I'd just send this Marv directly to Dimitri, though he has to watch out for the tripod EMP, so perhaps that's not a good idea. Again, if he supports this Redeemer with his Marv, elite Marv, I really don't see...
To be frank, at this point, supporting the Marv with anything at this point moving in will probably win him the game. Yeah. However, he just has to be aware of if there's tripods, which I don't believe he has a single tripod to even beat this.
He needs to keep these hammerheads near the Blackhand player, because they do cover the sole weakness of Blackhand, and that is not having an answer to the Prodigy. These hammerheads will provide ample firepower to kill that Prodigy, which can be a real nuisance for Blackhand.
You also have to take into account that the players on the right have lost all their spikes. Except for Smoking Tiberium, which still has 2 spikes in the back of his base, which that will be making a difference and has been throughout this entire game in terms of eco.
He's had those for like 20 minutes now, hasn't he? And that's
he has.
Definitely been giving him a lot of income. A lot of questionable decisions in this game by every one of these players, but I think the game will be decided now. I think with this Marv, well, it's actually elite Marv, but if it does get heroic, obviously that will spell the doom of Cyberstorm.
We have hammerheads coming up here. I think he's realized that the spikes are probably still alive, and he's going to go for those, as I just pointed out. No, he's actually opting to go down here. The AA battery will scare him off. So he will go for the spikes.
He doesn't have the shard upgrade, though.
If you actually click them, he actually has Blackhand Infantry, Blue Flame in these hammerheads, which is quite brilliant, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
The damage they're doing with the flame is insane.
Alright, well, it looks like the Marv is coming in to support Dimitri here. This scene's kind of reminding me like of Lord of the Rings 2 Towers. The end of the movie where the Riders of Rohan arrive. Well, that's basically it right now. We've got the Marv here. It's going to save the day for Dimitri.
Yeah, these hammerheads are actually taking down these Storm Riders with the Blackhand Rocket Squad. However, the Slingshot's coming in to save them as well. But once again, you have to acknowledge the presence of these 2 tripods with the Marv. He can honestly move in with that win. However, I don't see much AA besides the bike buggy here.
That's a nice race gen.
Yeah, it definitely is.
This is GG. I mean, the amount of supporting units here for this Redeemer is basically nuts. These 2 tripods.
I just like seeing these Blackhand infantry in these hammerheads, which is what you don't see often. He also has supercharged particle beams with it.
If he's not paying attention, he will lose this Marv, and that's something that Cyberstorm desperately needs to happen right now. But he's going to pay for it with all of his planetary assault carriers, and this Marv will likely go heroic as well if it gets the last shot on this Hexapod. But no, the face does come off. And
I reckon if he takes down some Mechapedes with that Marv, it'll also go heroic, but I think these tripods will beat him to that. Once again, these devs are doing a great job in microing, kiting bike buggy and tripods. As you see, the forces of them dwindling down to only about a dozen of them left in the back here.
Yeah, those
So
hammerheads, they desperately need to be on the front line to help this Marv kill the Prodigy, because that's precisely what Cyberstorm has on his mind right now, building one more Prodigy. But yeah, the more units this Marv kills, the closer it's going to get reaching that heroic status, and yeah, that's going to be quite force to be reckoned with. And
I don't
ColdHunger,
believe he has a... Yeah, he only has one Corruptor to heal this Hexapod, so unless he gets that up to full health, I don't think he'll be able to hold off another assault. MCV is actually pushing out here for Dimmy. He's actually looking to go for a base push.
I mean, I think Cyberstorm, I don't know, I don't think he's had a moment of realization yet, but he's lost this game. I mean, there's nothing he can do at this point. So I'm not sure what he's doing. He seems to be just dragging the game.
He's the type of player to drag the game on till the last man.
Yeah,
as far as I've
that
seen.
also. Though not as bad as Unleashed. Unleashed takes that to the very extreme.
He will play till the last
spectrum.
militant and outpost.
Yeah, Unleashed. He isn't participating in this tournament either. There is quite a few high-profile players in this tournament, Spectre included. It would be interesting to see how far he gets. He hasn't been on very much lately. Him, Andre, and Panic, I do believe, are playing. Oh, we got Tungsten for ColdHunger. So yeah, that's going to be...
I think they've all just spammed their upgrades. I think they have every single upgrade they can get now.
And that's going to be the end of those Devastators. He
yeah,
grabs
and with these EMP coming here, I think after the EMP kills come in, he will quit the game. Or should quit the game. Actually, that whiffed the EMP, oddly enough. I guess he didn't get it.
Oh, not again. Oh my god.
Still. He actually got the EMP off, but it just doesn't go. That's actually an elite mechapede right there. That's been alive since the beginning of the game.
Oh, kill it. That's going to give so much experience. If you kill that, kill it.
Oh, the Marv. Oh, it just misses it. Oh, the mechapede. Actually, he's healing it with the Corruptors, which is what you don't see often for mechapede. This Marv is just so close to going heroic, it's not even funny.
At this point, I would just send it forward and kill this Hex. I mean, there's nothing besides that Hex. I mean, the Prodigy is without anti-air. That's going to get taken out. Nicely done there by ColdHunger. And all he can do now is just move everything forward. And
like you said, if he could have done this a while ago, just moved his hammerheads in and won this game. However, he just delayed it.
Well, he's playing it safe. And I can get behind that. He's not going to allow anything to go wrong in this game, and that's going to be GG. Which indeed it was, but Cyberstorm in this game, I feel, let his ally down by not expanding a lot earlier. I mean, he did some damage to ColdHunger, but that wasn't enough. Phoenix didn't have what it took to kill off ColdHunger in this game, and that elite Marv pulling through in the end. A nice use of the hammerheads with the garrison inside of them.
Definitely ColdHunger filling it on the eco department, looking at the stats now.
And if you look at units killed, the amount of units he killed relative to the amount of income he got was insane. 333 units. And he got the least income, so definitely well played to ColdHunger and Dimitri in that game. Dimitri not so much for not getting Tib Core, though in the end he did win solely due to possibly his ally.
He actually had a 3.37 kill ratio to unit, which is shocking in a 2v2.